welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Felicia Mesadieu. I am a professional graphic designer and creative based out of Houston, Texas. I work for a startup tech company in the aesthetic space, and I'm starting to get back into freelancing. So I decided that I need to brush up on my skills and to get that juice flowing again. And I decided to put together a series for the Vertigreen brand identity, which is a plant shop. Got a little bit of assistance from Chat GPT. I also did some research. I went into plant shops. I live for plants. Plants are my whole life. My apartment is surrounded with plants. And so I just said, hey, gotta do a plant shop for my first design series. And here we go. Listen, I'm wearing green for the gold. I'm wearing green because that's how much I connect with this Vertigreen plant shop project. You see what I did there? Today's episode, we are going to be discussing the vectors that I hand sketched and then scanned into Illustrator, and then I traced. For those who have been following this episodic series, thank you so much for your patience with this video. This did take me some time to really figure out what I wanted to do and to have a product that I was happy with at the end, or have a design that I was happy with at the end. I have been working on the pattern for a few weeks now. The first pattern that I did was trash. It was absolute trash, okay? I thought that I was gonna get it done in like a couple of hours, and I hated it. Deciding to use the image trace tool changed my life today, tomorrow, yesterday, and forevermore. So yes, in this video, I'm gonna take you through the hand-drawn sketches that I vectorized and then colored, so that in the next video, you'll see me actually working on the pattern. So yeah, let's get into it, because I'm reaching new heights. I'm reaching new heights in this episodic series for Plant Shop Vertigreen. We're climbing mountains. We're moving mountains. That's what we're doing. That's why I love this series. That's why I love documenting this, because I'm just growing. I'm growing. Look at me out here growing, designing, doing things. Okay, let's jump into the video. Before we move into Illustrator of how I image traced it, I do want to show you the sketches. The reason why it's important for me to show you the sketches is because I thought that you had to be a perfect illustrator to sketch. I'm realizing that you do not have to be, because all of the magic happens in Illustrator or whatever program you're using, whether it be Procreate or I think Fresco. All of the magic happens in those programs. And when you are sketching it out, you just sketch it out, and you're gonna image trace this. So these sketches here, this is referenced from a photo that I took on one of my walks when I was doing my research to see how do leaves look, how do plants look. So I was just doing a nature walk and I took a photo of this, and then looked in my phone or on my laptop, because my laptop connects to my phone, and then I traced, I created this. Same thing here with this maple leaf. So this is one of the images as well. This from here is just from my imagination. I believe I referenced this one. This was a photo from Pinterest. This is also a photo from Pinterest, referenced from Pinterest, and so was the other philodendron. And then this photo, this illustration I referenced from a leaf that was on the ground. And this vase, I knew that I could make this into something. So at first I had a fear of creating images like this, because I thought that it would look ugly once I traced it. But once you image trace it into Illustrator, it actually looks perfect. Well, it doesn't look perfect. Once you image trace it into Illustrator, then that's when you actually start doing your work to perfect it. I didn't want perfect illustrations. I wanted illustrations that were a bit imperfect, but I wanted to show the color and the artwork and the outlines and the detail. I wanted to show that, but I wanted it to be very imperfect artwork. for my pattern. So I wanted to just show you that it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not the most amazing illustrator, but I'm going to get better with time. But in the meantime, you can work with images like this, which I just really didn't grasp that concept. I know it's been taught to me many of times, but I just didn't realize it until I actually got in there, image traced it, and started coloring my own artwork. All right, with that being said, let's jump into Illustrator. Okay, and this is the lovely pattern that I created. Isn't it just beautiful? I really like it. I love it. I'm most happy about it because, like I said before, it is a pattern that I created pretty much from scratch, okay? All right, I think I added a few things that I may have traced from another image, maybe one or two things, but for the most part, I created the whole pattern. So now we're just gonna take one of the leaves, the maple leaf that I showed you from the sketch that I drew. I'm gonna take that image or that leaf, and I am going to create a new image so I can show you how I did the vector art. All right, these are my vectors here. This is everything that I colored. All right, we're gonna practice on this leaf here because I've done this several times now. So I'm pretty much a hand-drawn sketch to image trace vector pro in my eyes, in my mind. All right, so I'm gonna Command C, and then I'm going to hit new. All right, doesn't matter, let's do 1000 by 1000 pixels. I'm gonna place that leaf here just for my reference of how to color it. Alrighty. It'll give us the colors that we need. All right. Perfect, perfection, perfecto. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to zoom out. We're zooming out. All right. Now I'm gonna go to File, Place. I'm gonna choose my image of the maple leaf. I think the image was always sideways, so I'll have to reposition it the way that it needs to be. I'm gonna click on the artboard. It's gonna be completely oversized, but we'll have to scale it down. So on a Mac, I'm gonna zoom out, Command -sign. If you're on a PC, Control-. All right, I'm gonna scale it down. Take the shift and click down on the mouse. I have a magic mouse, so sometimes it can be a bit of a challenge, but we're doing okay so far. Alrighty, let's scale it down a little bit more. Ow, oh, whoa, there we go. Yes, baby boy. All right, there we go. So we got it scaled down. We have to crop this. We don't want any unnecessary unnecessities. Okay, we don't need no unnecessities, no worries, and no strife when we crop this image and we vectorize it. So let's crop it down. So to do that, we're gonna go to make sure the image is selected. So you're gonna click on the image. Let's go back. Let's hit crop back to object, crop image. Make sure it's cropped down to the size that we need. Hit enter. All right, we've got the image cropped. Okay. So from there, what we're gonna wanna do is make sure the image is selected. We're gonna have to rasterize this because it's gonna give us a warning or an alert that the image is too big. So it's gonna ask you to rasterize it. So you just wanna basically anticipate what's gonna happen. So beat them to the punch, rasterize it, RGB, high 300 PPI, white, all of these things, all the things, hit okay. All right, so we got that rasterized. Now, what we're gonna do is, this is important, very important, because for me, when I was trying to figure out how to image trace, I would always go to object and image and hit image trace, and that doesn't work well for me. I don't know how it works on your PC or on your Mac, but it doesn't do what I need it to do. So the best way to access image trace is you go to window, make sure it's checked. Mine is already checked because I've been doing things, okay? So mine is checked, and I am going to go to image trace. The image trace panel is right here. We'll move it over to the left. Every image is going to be different. In my case, I'm going to hit sketch because it's worked the best for me. So do what works for you. You'll just have to play around. That's the thing with Illustrator and all of these Adobe software programs. I'm realizing that you can get information from someone, but really where the learning takes place is you just have to explore. And I know, as hard as that may be, because I'm one of those people who loves to have information constantly given to me, and I love to like work through it with the person, the teacher, or the person who's guiding me, or the mentor, the design mentor. But I'm finding the more that I create these videos that you just have to get in there and explore and learn, do a lot of like self-learning, and you'll figure it out along the way. So yes, giving you the foundation, but then to really get into the core of it, you have to explore. So what I found was that sketch worked for me. So once I hit sketch, I have like a really great vector. I don't have any necessities, any unnecessary strokes or lines or artwork that I eventually am gonna have to ungroup and delete. It's good, but that's not always gonna happen, so just keep that in mind. But in this case, it worked perfectly for me. And so now I'm going to zoom in with Command plus, and I'm gonna start coloring this thing. So now what I wanna do is I am going to ungroup because I'm going to be using my direct selection tool and the shape tool. Or wait, hold on. Okay, ungroup. So it's ungrouped. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit A for the direct selection tool. And what I want to do is I want to color the outside of the leaf and also the veins of the leaf. All right, so you have to be careful with this because you want to select the correct parts of this leaf. Go back to image trace. Before you move forward, you have to hit expand. All right, so we've hit expand before we ungroup it. So everything's expanded. Now we ungroup. Keys to the kingdom. All right. So now that we've done that, we've ungrouped. Let's hit A. So we want to be very specific about what we're coloring here. We're coloring the outside of the leaf, the outline of the leaf, and then we're going to color the veins. Okay? But in order to do that, you have to select the right part of the leaf It's gonna be different for everyone depending on your image and your hand-drawn sketch. But for me, this is how it worked. So I'm gonna reference the leaf. I'm gonna select that color. And it colors the veins and the outside of the leaf. And that's what 968E96, as if anyone knows what that is. All I'm telling you, it's like a dusty olive green. All right, so we've got that. Now I want to color the inside of the leaf, but you have to be careful not to select the part of the leaf or the stroke of the leaf that is the vein and the stroke, like the outline. So you have to hit A and make sure you hit the right one, because that's gonna allow you to color the inside. That's what I did. And so that was kind of tough for me to figure out when I was trying to do this, because I knew I was able to use a shape builder, but I just didn't know how I was gonna select each piece and still color the outside and get that outline stroke. But we figured it out. We got the keys to the kingdom here. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna hit Shift M. That gives me the shape builder tool, and I'm gonna hit inside that leaf. It gives me, you can tell because it's those little dots, the cursor and the plus sign. I'm going to click. It's gonna look green, but it's not gonna stay green. We're gonna go down to this color inside the leaf. I'm gonna hit I for my eyedropper tool, or you could just click on it. If you're all about your shortcut keys, you're gonna start learning the shortcut keys. And then I'm going to select the color from the leaf, and then it changes the leaf. So let's do that again, because I like that. All right, so I selected the portion of the leaf that's gonna allow me to color inside the leaf. I'm gonna hit Shift M and then click on it, hit I. I'm gonna select the color from the leaf, the previous leaf inside the leaf that I just did. There we go. All right, so let's do that again. I'm gonna hit V, and then I'm gonna hit A for my direct selection tool. And then I am going to select the part of the leaf that I need. I'm gonna hit Shift M. That is gonna allow me to use a shape builder tool and select the color, select the leaf that, select the part of the leaf that I want to color. I'm gonna click on it with my mouse. It's gonna trick me. It's gonna make me think that that's the color that it's going to be, but it's not, because we're gonna hit I, and then we're going to select the color from the previous coloring, and we change it. Let's do that one more time. Hit V to click off of this. We're gonna hit A for our direct selection tool. Select the inside of the leaf that you want. Shift M. Click on the leaf. Hit I for your eyedropper. Select the color, and that changes it. All right, so I'm gonna do a few more of these. I am even going to do another leaf, and that will basically be the whole process of how I sketched the art, vectorized it, and colored it. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna take you through this. I'm gonna speed it up, and that'll be a wrap. Okay, and that is a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching, sticking in there with me on this demonstration of how I vectorized my hand-drawn sketch art. And then the next video we'll be doing the pattern. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you can see more videos like this. How often do you image trace? I want to know. And I will see y'all all in the next video. Bye.